The stream will be starting momentarily. The audio should be fine, but it might be a little quiet because I am doing this at 3 a.m. at my time, so I will have to keep the volume down a bit. As of right now, we are just waiting on VladislavAlikin to come online, as JackDanielsHoney is already online. It looks like Vladislav is online. We might have the match starting a little bit early. Hello, Liam's son. Thanks for tuning in. Both players are online, so I assume the match will be starting soon. At the moment, nothing yet still. Hopefully my audio is going through to YouTube. My OBS says so. If anything, the audio will be on the recording for sure. It might not be on a live stream. I've been having issues. They have yet to start. Supposedly a minute until they start. And both players are still online. Oh, it looks like I momentarily lost internet. So hopefully everything works out here though. Oh, and they are starting. We have VladislavAlikin starting as white. He is doing king g3 per usual. And a king b3 response from Jack Daniels, and Vladislav's usual knight takes c2. I'm not familiar with how VladislavAlikin plays this line, but I assume that he's going to want knight takes f2, rook, and then his usual rook f5 setup. Jack Daniels completely disregards it and goes with king c4, and odd rook b5 now. But now the bishop is hanging, I'm sure it's fine to take. And potentially go knight e4, even. And he just hangs his rook, which is not a good start. A little bit of background on players. As you can see, there is a very big rating difference. Over 200. JackDanielsHoney is actually not beating someone of Vladislav's rating. His highest rating was somewhere in the low 2000s that he had defeated. VladislavAlikin, however, was 1900 only a month ago, so we'll see. But he is a long-time player. Interesting maneuver from the Vladislav to put the queen on f7. I think it would have been more logical to play rook and attacking the queen. But now we got the bishop diagonal set up. And at this point, Jack Daniels has his king up over rank, but isn't stopping Vladislav from moving up. Good initiative move here. Eventually threatens knight here, but does attack the minor pieces, but you're just down the rook at this point, down the exchange, in what would normally be an equal position otherwise. So it looks like Vladislav is going to take game one. So he's going down the exchange again. He just doesn't have enough pieces. After king here, the knight unfortunately doesn't even come to b8. And yes, you have this double rook set up. You can probably stall by moving the queen down one more, but that does nothing, as queen down there, even just simply the rook back to e6 will be perfectly fine for Vladislav. Maybe covering to c6, but it's not fast enough. And now you're just down another piece. Once takes, and you don't even have to as white. White is just completely won here. So game one will go to Vladislav. You should be able to see the score on the bottom of the stream. And as it does say, there is a 45-second delay. And there we go. 1-0 Vladislav. Alikin's favor. Game 2. So as far as I know, JackDanielsHoney plays bishop d4 mostly. And is the stream not working? I don't know why there's such a big delay with the stream. It should not be that big of a delay. But just the usual king e5 symmetry game. Except we had takes and takes here, which I believe this is slightly advantageous for white. I don't know what is up with the stream though on YouTube. YouTube's always been having problems. I guess there's a bigger than 45-second delay on the stream, which I'll have to figure that out. Hopefully it'll come on here, but that is weird. The way I miss some moves, but white looks a little bit better here. Got this nice active knight pair, the bishop on the diagonal. The queen's threatened, but if you even go queen h1, maybe queen f1 even, you can defend the bishop. I don't like that move. The issue with it is takes, trade. There is advance, I guess it doesn't, it's not bad. Black doesn't have a lot of options anyway. What is up with the YouTube stream? I don't even know what's going on. Oh, it looks like it should be working now. It looks like the audio and video are off sync on the YouTube side. I don't know what to do with that. The recording will definitely fix it, but I'll have to figure that out. I may just switch back to Twitch, but yeah, white is looking very strong here. You covered this. Yes, king b5 is allowed. That is a fine trade, and white will be winning after. The thing is that if white can figure out how to convert, and rook g7 now to preserve the rook. This is all fine tactics from Jack Daniels here. King f8 directly, king f6, sorry, king f6 works directly here. I don't see a purpose in getting the queen involved yet, because all you're doing is blocking your king off. Sure, it attacks the rooks, but yeah, just move it away. And now you're in an awkward position. I assume queen to e7 is perfectly fine here. The issue is it pins the rook, and that's potentially dangerous after rook down to b6. The queen slid over to e8 to attack the black queen. The black queen just shuffles. It looks like Jack Daniels is having a little bit of a hard time here trying to figure out how to convert. I assume queen to f7 now, trade the rook. There really is no options here for black. Black's just completely lost. So you're just going to sacrifice the queen for a move. Oh, instead chooses to take the rook, because both pieces were free. That was actually a clever maneuver by Jack Daniels then that I didn't see to be able to. Why the rook here to e8? e6 is the question, because it was protected by the knight. King f6 should have been fine. But yeah, very, very safe maneuvers here from Jack Daniels. Trying not to stalemate. Alright, then rook to g6. Looks like I just lost connection, but the stream is fine. Alright, so now you allow king to b5 though. I assume takes, and king c5 is now an option. And yeah, it's just mate in 2. Alright, so 1-1. That it will be the highest rated victory for JackDanielsHoney. So, very good work. as white there. I assume some preparation was involved for that. But very good endgame technique for an 1800, just playing that safely. Had a very clever idea to win material in the end there. Alright, another king symmetry game with the knight takes c2 from Vladislav. Learning from last game, I hope he doesn't play king c4 here. Oh, but it's a different king g4 and now king h5 from VladislavAlikin. I believe he is just pushing with the ideas of rook g8, rook g7. But queen a6, it doesn't look very good. You have nowhere else for the queen to go. That's helpful. Queen to b7 just blocks the rook, but I guess trade. The thing though here is bishop g2 just wins a piece. Or at least makes it very tough for black to maintain pace coordination. Bishop d2 is now played to hit the rook. Bishop e2 is a very good move though. This double diagonal is very troublesome for black to deal with. A very logical move here, just diagonally attaching it to the king so the bishop can't come into effect. Bishop d6 is just a move to keep the king from moving forward, since the bishops work together there, but obviously knight takes f2 just gets rid of that. I assume that's the logical move here. And possibly just rook g7. Oh, I see the cleverness here. Bishop g6 is an incredible move if you calculate in advance. And hi again, Williamson, thanks for tuning in. But yeah, it blocks the rook from here. You can come back and then rook g7 forces rook takes, and now you're just lost as black. Very excellent technique from Vladislav here. That was a very, very clever way to make this game end very fast. And now king h7, and there's nothing you can do. I would have gone here, even though the knight takes. It's the only thing that can stand a chance with rook g4 here. But yeah, after takes, and you can't cover both squares with what you have. This is just a mate in 3 at most. Or, yeah, no, mate in 2 at most. Very clever work here from Vladislav. And it looks like it's 3 white wins in a row. 2-1. Vladislav is... Oh, oops. I accidentally clicked on the analysis board. I need to go to this game. Alright. So, it looks like YouTube is just not working stream-wise, so I will upload the recording to YouTube. But it looks like I'm going to have to head back to Twitch for streaming, because this is awful. But yeah, knight takes f2. So another king e5 game from Jack Daniels. Very logical thing to do since he won the last one. No rook b6 this time after rook takes f2. Instead, play knight to e4. Which knight to e4 intuitively does the same exact thing, except you can play queen h4 there. But instead, opts to play rook f7, and now rook takes on c2. I'm not familiar with the theory in this line, if there is theory. Knight g5, I know, is a very common move in this line when you play knight e4. Well, in similar lines, not this specific line. That just looks like you're giving up a rook. I guess it's an equal exchange there. If they were to take it, which I would have, it threatens the queen. pushes it off, and then now you have king b5 afterwards. I guess not. But yeah, very good play in the endgames for the last 2 games here that we've watched. Impressed with Vladislav on finding the quickest mate sequence like that, and just very cool mating pattern. And impressed with JackDanielsHoney for 1800 to pull off that calm, cool, slow and tactical when just not getting stalemate, just making sure not to lose any pieces. Last game. So well-deserved wins from JackDanielsHoney and VladislavAlikin in the last 2. Quality match here. And what looked like it was going to be a sweep. Oh, rook g8 now played. Yeah, and that doesn't defend. And now you're just losing as black now again. You got this strong diagonal here. If the knight gets involved at all, it's going to pass through your major pieces. You're down a rank. You could go to king b5 or c5, but it doesn't really help, as queen f6 is just coming. And it looks like black is just too slow here to do anything. Queen d6 is coming. Even queen e6 should hit. You almost have to play queen c6 now. This doesn't accomplish anything because king f6, and there's nothing to stop king e7. And while that is actually probably going to prolong the mate sequence, it's just completely lost. I don't think this was a threat at all to take, because then you'd have 2 pieces off the major rank. 2 major pieces off the 8th rank. And you're just winning at that point. But now you can't play king e7, because you've played this delayed bishop d5 move. But yeah, white just slides over. That's fine. It hits the rook, forces the rook over, and you could play rook b8 and hope for some sort of stalemating trap. I don't see any stalemating traps yet, though. Just play king f7 here. Like, there's no other move that you should be even looking at. King f7, I assume rook h8. But then just king g8, and then you have queen, or king g7 and queen g8 coming. Yeah, so king g8, queen g7. This also works. The issue is that now you just allow the queen to the 8th rank in a position where the rook is not under attack. I take the queen here, though. You take the queen, yeah, and then the rook will take the queen. Then this rook slides over. And yeah, this rook will come up, because even if rook b8 here, rook e8 just wins. So perfectly fine play here. I don't think it was the best. Oh, he just allowed a draw. That's a good move. King b6, king c6. You need to wait it out. Oh, that's unfortunate. JackDanielsHoney, lower on time, didn't think that through and just allowed a draw when he didn't need it. So VladislavAlikin now takes the advantage on the even number games. 2.5 to 1.5. King symmetry. Knight takes. Same opening again. And king g4. Is he going for the king h5 again? King c4. Here, you almost have to play queen a5. Because the rooks are blocked. You almost have to play queen a5 here. Otherwise, you just allow the king to run up. And yeah, that's a smart move to pin the rooks, but you just don't have piece development now. Rook b7 I don't think is fast enough because of this. But you did pin the big diagonal, so JackDanielsHoney playing very logical. But now you gotta play smart. And this does not look smart. You almost have to play rook b8 there. Can't play takes, that's instantly losing for black. I mean losing for white, winning for black. King h7 looks fine. You threaten mate. That's just losing. That's just losing. Because rook g8, you have rook c7. And if you play something like this, then queen. And the queen comes over. You can't play that immediately, that's draws, I believe. I don't know if that draws, I haven't calculated, but yeah, then queen a3, this sacrifice. Oh, but then, yeah. So yeah, that wins too. Black just wins here. I don't know what Vladislav was thinking there. King h7 was just so logical. Rook takes b7 was just so illogical. It's like the only move you couldn't play. Wow. Another endgame blunder. Just a silly endgame blunder too. K7 now. Yeah, b7. No, b7, b8. I'm sorry, it's 3 AM. Getting coordinates mixed up. But yeah, b8. Queen a3. c7. Oh, there's this. Which this works also. Ugh. Get out of here. This works also. Hitting this rook. And, I mean, this is pointless at this point. You can fortify this queen. Probably drop it to a2, actually. Queen a2 after takes. There's nothing. This is lost. Like, there's nothing you can play for. You can just delay mate. That's it. There's not even bishop d4. I don't know what Vladislav is thinking. You can just calculate a couple moves and see queen a3. It's the only thing that you have here as a saving grace, but then you have to realize queen c7 would have. And I assume that he saw bishop g3, but the issue. Even if. What if they play knight takes f2 there? What, were you planning this? I guess. You saw knight takes f2. Rook c8 is a great move. Queen c8 might have had chances for white. Because of bishop g3. But then there's knight here. Yeah, but then you have here. So I guess rook c8 was the only move. That's incredible. Yeah, and you just take. And it's game over. You have nothing as white. That is stunning. Yeah, you can just delay mate. But once you take this, you slide queen over to e8, for example, it's over. Oh, I guess you can even delay it one more with knight here after. So just nothing silly. Nothing silly. Knight here. So just don't lose protection of this rook. The queen is fine. You can possibly hit the queen. Be mindful of this pin. Okay, hit the bishop. Be mindful of black. You're completely won here. Vladislav is just doing all they can to delay mate. But yeah, this is incredible. Incredible stuff from Jack Daniels. He's going to take a game as black. So you can't let that happen. You can't let that happen. Yeah, but now this, I think here, and you just win though, so it's perfectly fine. But yeah, 96, it's over. Nothing can cover A8. Oh no. I guess that works too. Just one move slower, but great work. Really great work from JackDanielsHoney. And now it's even on the odd games. It looking in favor of JackDanielsHoney. This is a surprise. This is a shock. JackDanielsHoney coming in 200 lower rated. And highest rate of victory is only in the 2K. Has not beaten anyone even remotely close to Vladislav's rating or talent. Another King E5 game, so all the openings have been the same for every single game. Just slight variations of it. Same opening as last time, except yeah, no, this is the same exact opening as last time. I assume Vladislav has something different now. Is he coming to 96? Plays rook b6 now. That just gives up the knight. Not the knight, the bishop. I assume Jack Daniels have had preparation, but yeah, this is an amazingly close match, surprisingly. White did not need to forfeit that piece there. That seemed like a wasted move from White, but you got the pieces. This bishop is really the thing that makes White winning here. And you just gave up a rook, now you're just down a piece. You can play down here, you can play anything to the 6th rank and you win. Because you just have this double rook here. And the queen's never going to touch it. This looks winning again unless he blunders something silly in the endgame again. It looks like we might have an upset here in the first round of the Racing Kings World Championship. I would've... No, I wouldn't have. There is nothing to do with black here. Black is just completely lost. I mean, you can try for a stalemate all you want, but that's it. And yeah, just rook f8, don't be silly. Leave that rook alone, don't care about it. Rook f8. If rook chop, just go. Yeah, very simple endgame for this game. This is excellent work. Excellent work from JackDanielsHoney. I think it's more of a poor showing from Vladislav. Honestly, he's a much better player to not just rely on his openings like this. And now we see, for the first time in the series, JackDanielsHoney leading 3.5 to 2.5. Incredibly close series, but in an unexpected favor. This is incredible. This is just incredible. So we see a slightly different opening now. Queen h5. I think he's just trying to get out of any opening preparation and show that he's the better player. Racing King's Queen in the spectators chat and light chat saying that Vladislav might be tilted. That is definitely a possibility. But someone as good as Vladislav, I think he's relying too much on openings. I don't think he prepped anything new for this match, while JackDanielsHoney prepped for this match. I think that's simply what it's coming down to. Because JackDanielsHoney usually plays Bishop d4. It's like his sole opening. His next one that's remotely close is Knight takes e2, from what I looked at. I've played Vladislav a ton, and I know his openings. He always goes King g3. He didn't prepare anything different. He's obviously playing the same things as Black, because every single game has been the same opening. And every single time as White for JackDanielsHoney, he's come out winning. And now JackDanielsHoney has figured out how to refute Vladislav's weird opening. So I think this is just JackDanielsHoney preparing better. But on piece coordination for Black, but you do have this free knight here. So you have material, but White has piece coordination, and it's only a knight. And this knight can only develop to, or get involved in the square that is not very good. You do have knight to c5 here, line king b5. But that looks a little bit awkward. But yeah. So knight c5 here. H6. I don't see White having a mate sequence. Rook d7, rook f8, maybe. Like White doesn't have enough material difference to be able, like material difference on the developed ranks. Yeah, knight c5 looks fine. You can't play king b5 now though, because that just gives up. Oh, that gives up a rook. Knight pinned. Can't take criminal check rule. And White might be winning now. White looks winning after takes, because of this bishop on h1 coming in key. These major diagonals, something you gotta be very careful about in Racing Kings. So yeah, as Black, what do you do here? It is pinned, and there is no threat of taking, so maybe just queen over. But it looks like he's gonna try to maneuver his king to b6, maybe have access to c7. So yeah, perfectly fine here. Once up, even if you cover the 8th rank, you do have queen g8. So White looks won here. It looks like Vladislav will get a game back. Barely used any time too. So it looks like Vladislav finally got JackDanielsHoney prep, and he's fine now. So takes. I would have taken the rook. So if we go back, hold on, if you take the rook here, you do have here, and here, and here, and here, and then here, and then over, and it looks like, oh, you know, and over. But yeah, Black just resigned at this point. I don't think there was anything, but yeah, White was completely won. And hopefully the audio has synced up with the stream. It's more than a 45-second delay. I don't know why. Alright, queen a6. Same opening. Same exact opening. This is losing. You're supposed to play king b5 here, and it's just a draw. You're not supposed to play knight takes f2. And this variation is like losing. Sure, you have knight e4, but then you have queen h4. Pins. You have king b5 after. But then you just take. So king b5 is played. You don't take here. I believe you play rook. You might even play just rook g7, cutting off this rook f8. Oh, rook f7, forcing rook f8, and then play bishop h3. I don't remember how this goes. Maybe even queen h3 there, and then playing bishop g2. Lots of options, and I don't remember this line. I don't usually play this line at all. Something that I probably should look at. I believe rook e6 is like one of the few moves that actually ends up drawing here. Oh, you have a nasty discovery here though. I assume knight c3 would win a piece there. Ooh, there's actually an interesting line here. Alright, so if knight c3, you could play rook to b6. And if you take the queen, then you take here. This queen makes it barely able to hold, covering the b7 square. Obviously not what was played. So it looks like here you could play queen takes. You can move the rook over, just the issue is that you risk losing this rook. Oh, that's going to lose a piece for sure, because now you have to cover. And if you take here, I mean, you can play queen h8 immediately probably. No, you can't, because that allows g7. No, not g7, b7. So takes. King b6 is coming. Unless you play... You could have even played rook to b7 there. And I assume rook a8 would come after. Looks like I have a bot in the chat. Alright. Sorry for that. I did not expect something like that to happen. But queen... Looks like I missed some stuff. But yeah, white's won. Queen f8. Usual little queener pillar over here for mate sequence. Usually it's a rook, but I call it a rooker pillar. It's the same vertical rooker pillar tactic over here, but Vladislav is winning at this point. If the series goes like this, then JackDanielsHoney, oh not Vladislav, JackDanielsHoney will win the series. It will be an upset. Close series, good series. Definitely a very surprising series. Same opening again. Same opening as the last game, press white for Vladislav. Which makes sense, he won the last one, there's no need to change, and rook c6 is a change up. Very ideal move here. Not sure what this is. It's not directly losing, just it's an odd maneuver. Honestly take at this point. I don't know why he's so hesitant to take on f2. This is a very strong setup for black, but yeah, no lawyer for the queen to go. Assume bishop b2 and just create a rifle along this diagonal. Now finally takes the free bishop. Rook d6. Very strong setup for white. This is one of those ones that you can just push with the king at some point, and it's going to be an unstoppable mate sequence. But yeah. So, discovered attack, hang the rook and the knight, or that was a bishop. Now knight is unpinned though. Yep, comes to g3, completely logical. I want to take this rook, to be honest. This rook on c6 is so strong. Alright. Looks pretty equal to me, just from a first glance. This queen is not ideally placed, but it is covered. Good piece coordination from Vladislav. Takes, and now black looks kind of shaky. This is a very difficult position. Ooh, queen a7. All squares covered. That doesn't accomplish anything. But yeah, rook takes now. And then knight takes. And what are you gonna do about this? Oh, that is true. Now that opens up queen to c7. But yeah, you have this move. I assume you want to play knight to h6 here to stop f7. Because after h7, d8. It's unclear, but white might be able to hold on, except the fact that there's this second knight. I just don't know if it can get involved in time to set up something. That does not work. Queen h8, and then now you just have knight g8. White is won. It's unfortunate. Knight h6 is a tough move to see. I don't know if it completely works, but yeah. King e8. So tied heading into the last game. I'm glad I streamed this match. This is a very unexpectedly close match. It's the best match that we've had so far. What is this? From Vladislav. Is he just conceding the match? Or is he purposely doing this to just get out of this strut of losing as black? Because this is just super common knowledge stuff at this point. Does he have a plan? mean, this is just so easy to win as white. You're going down a rook, but you opened up diagonal. You're leaving the major diagonal. This major diagonal can open, take out the bishop, or take out the rook. Just play king f4 here. Nothing needed to do anything fancy. I don't know what Vladislav is thinking. He's at a very lackluster series. King g4 is played instead, but now you just lose the rook. You have to play rook takes f1 here. Oh, I guess you don't have to, but you can play the king up. Yeah. I assume the idea is rook f6. You can probably take, drop. The issue with that is a lot. Rook f5 is fine. I would have played rook f6. It looks fine. Oh, now you take. Now you're just up a knight. And this looks pretty drawish. Because this knight is gonna fall. You take, you can come to b4. You have, what is h5? And what is not taking the knight? What is a4? Am I the only one not seeing what's going on here? Oh, well, just g6. Looks drawn, says Racing King's Queen. I'm not seeing the draw. Because if the rook comes here, then you have takes, and you can come to g2. Probably h1 now. It looks won for white. Yeah. Rook f8. Rook f7 draws, it looks like. That's just going for the draw? They're just going for the draw. They're going into tiebreakers. They are going into tiebreakers. Wow. No. Unbelievable. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. That is unbelievable. Holy cow. That is unbelievable. That is unbelievable. So, I'm pretty sure this is won here. Yeah, rook f8. Mate and 10. Mate and 8 now. So it goes from won. Still wins here. Yeah, I saw this move, 96. I didn't know if it would work. Just drawn. Just squandering it. He had such a good series. I can't even believe this. Well, I mean, that was a great series. Wonderful series. Packed with the best games I've seen this round. Great prep work from JackDanielsHoney. Great work for him as someone 200 rating lower to come up with that close of a match. But yeah, that is unbelievable. Congrats to VladislavAlikin. Good luck to him in the next rounds. Hopefully he will play better. But yeah, I can't believe that.